Oilseeds Growers Cooperative Society, which is the one which we are considering now, that is the OGCS. This KOF itself is a collection of these Oilseeds Growers Cooperative Societies at the village level. So you keep on taking these OGCS at the village level to aggregate it. You are going to get the KOF. So what are the objectives of this OGCS? Its objectives are again more or less broadly stemming out from the mother group, that is to encourage production and productivity of oilseed by giving guidance and technical assistance to members. So you are having competent people in this so they can advise the growers what type of methods they should adopt to increase productivity. Then the next most important thing, procure oil seeds from the oilseed growers at their doorstep. So this grower doesn't have to go anywhere, market his product. So this OGCS is to come to his place, collect from his house only all these oil seeds. This procurement at the doorstep of the producer. To undertake necessary agricultural extension for the benefit of member growers. Many times, many of these agricultural universities also do these extension programs. So these extension programs are helpful to these oilseeds growers as well. They can provide very important inputs, can be technical or otherwise. So that is also one of the objectives of the OGCS, that is to provide technical input to members. Then the last one, equally important, to market edible oil and other products manufactured by the regional unions. So this is, they are into this marketing activity. Now what are these types of technical inputs? If you look at it, they provide them with inputs from training programs to increase yields. So some indications, typical results are given here. So when 8 farmers received training and 8 farmers not received training, there was a comparison. What is the type of yield they got per hectare, that is kg per hectare. So after training, the farmer could produce 1567.5, whereas without training he could produce 1530.8. So there was an increase of more than 36 kgs per hectare, which was fairly substantial. What does it indicate? It indicates that though farmers have undergone training, many times they still have not adopted new technologies. So this 37, 38 should have improved further. So they have received the training, but they have not adopted the new technologies fully. So influence of recommendations regarding fertilizer requirement, if you look at it, percentage of farmers who have used optimal values of nutrients. So look, they are looking at 5: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, calcium. And the packages followed was nitrogen percentage 25. The average yield was 1755 kgs per hectare. Suppose you did not follow the package, then the percentage then were not followed. 75% of them did not follow this percentage. The result was the average yield kg per hectare came down 1479.5. So when they followed the package, they got nearly 270 kg per hectare more than the average yield. So this is fairly substantial. Similarly, you can look at phosphorus. The analogous figures are 1789 when they followed the package. Package not followed by 75%, the average yield came down to 1493. Go to potassium, package followed, the average yield was 2000 kg per hectare. 75% did not follow this. Result was your 68.75% here did not follow this. With respect to phosphorus, 81.25% did not follow. The result was the average yield kg per hectare came down to 1600. So this, in other words, it shows that when they used fertilizers correctly, that is the nutrients, they could get better yields. Then using this data, a multiple linear regression was carried out with yield as dependent variable and its nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium and sulfur as independent variables. So what did we get? We got an R squared of 0.649, that is 65, which is fairly good. If you really look at it, being an agricultural industry, you should have got even a higher R square. So we were not able to conclude that this application of nutrients resulted in highly significant yields. Those 0.65 is considered to be reasonable enough. Okay. So the result was we tried to get this type of conclusion, no significant relationship. Suppose it had crossed 0.80, then we could have said there is a significant relationship between this application of nutrients and the yield. Now then we try to come to this training, technical advice and plant protection, seeds, etc. What we got again through this multiple linear regression, we got an R squared of 0.267, that is just 0.27. Again indicating that there is no great relationship between the various programs done and the yield. So if you look at what is the type of implications it has for this KOF, means it has to relook into its all these activities which they are doing. So because it is not able to get substantial results. Then when we looked at yield as dependent variable and the education level of farmers, again we did not get a great R squared, we did not get a very great encouraging result as well. So again showing that no relationship between educational levels and yields. So what is it? There is, what it showed was you have to delve inwards to make this oilseeds program more effective. Okay. So this is the background of this case. Having this background, this case listed several issues. The issues that were listed are given here. Of course, here I am giving you points. In the following class, I will expand on these points through this Word document, which will be presented to you. The first question that was asked in this was, how would you assess the impact of OGCS? How would you assess the impact of OGCS? The type of conclusion that you are likely to arrive by all the results that was shown was OGCS has not been very effective in meeting its stated objective of giving guidance and technical assistance to farmers. That is where I said it has to delve inwards. And the second question that is asked is, are the samples considered for this study adequate? What is your opinion on the reliability of the results? Taking a sample size of just 16 is not adequate, considering that in 1999 itself, KOF had 1,53,625 members. Now it might have doubled. So a much more reliable study could have been conducted with a larger sample size. So what is the main thrust which is coming in here? If you look at it, the main thrust that comes in here is your sample size should be a good representative of the population. So considering this population of KOF, this 16 sample size is not a good representative figure. Then the next question that was asked, this is, does the case point out that OGCS is functioning oblivious of its market domain? So is it having its eyes on marketing or not having its eyes on marketing? If you really look at it, the given data suggests that OGCS had no significant impact on the yields of oil seeds. That makes it come to the conclusion it is not functioning keeping in mind its market domain. So it is oblivious of its market domain. Then the next question that is asked is, what suggestions can be given for the improvement of this OGCS?